Coming up, planning Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party in 1 week from 1,000 miles away. Welcome to the SeeWDW Near and Far podcast, where we explore perspectives of the Walt Disney World Resort from 10 to 1,000 miles away. I am Mike the Far in this equation.
And I'm John the Near.
All right, today we are going to talk. I have a trip coming up, and I'm going to be flying down to Florida, and I'm going to try and fit in Halloween Horror Nights and Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm going to try and do it, a little bit of a spoiler, and back-to-back nights. So we'll see how that goes. We will talk about that in our discussion today. But first, John, how did your week in the parks go?
Well, my week in the parks has gone, I guess you'd say it's been slow. I keep, for the longest time, I've been going a couple times a week. And, for the first years I lived here, I would go every other day, so 3 to 4 times a week. Since I moved to Mineola, it's been about twice a week, and this week it's only been once. And I'm very disappointed because I keep hearing how empty all the parks are, and I'm like, of course, this is the time. So, I've been complaining about that. But this past, let's see, I'm not sure what day it was. I think it was Monday. Yeah, we decided to try out, so we decided to go to Hollywood Studios, and not because I like Hollywood Studios. I just haven't been there in a long time. So I am gonna do a share of the screen. But I was thinking, though, I told my wife if it's busy at Hollywood Studios, perhaps we could, take the Skyliner and go, explore a hotel, that kind of thing. Well, she said, how about we go get beignets from French Quarter? And I said, wow, that is a great idea. I've been wanting to go back there since it reopened. And so that is where we ended up going. And let's see what this looks like. Yeah, I don't know how well this will work. We still didn't find the best way to share all this stuff, but that's like a video of the French Quarter. But let me just tell you, we went there. Yeah, why is that so wonky looking? Anyway, on the way there, I thought to myself, they may or may not let us park. As you know, you can't just, pull up to any hotel you want and park there. So when we were 8 minutes away, I said, can you do a mobile order? And the reason was, I thought to myself, if I have a mobile order, they can't tell me no, right? So 8 minutes before, we did place a mobile order, and I didn't really have time to think the menu through real well. I just ended up getting a bacon cheeseburger. But let me just tell you, we didn't need it, though. We pulled up to the security booth, and they said, we told them we were there to eat and get some beignets, and they let us in. And I know that's not always guaranteed, but if they didn't, our plan B was we were just going to go to Hollywood Studios and take a bus. So that would have taken a lot longer, though, so I was quite happy that they let us do that. And as you can see the lobby there. Always such a pretty lobby. And I haven't been here since before the parks shut down, so I was excited to get back. I don't know if I should play any of these videos or not. I don't know how good that will look going forward, but just so everybody knows, a couple hours from now, we'll have an entire 5-minute walkthrough of some of the resort. But anyway, I ended up getting. I did a walkthrough quick because it was going to rain just like it has been every night here in Florida. But anyway, I wanted to show you my food is not that impressive, and I don't usually do a lot with food. But I can honestly tell you, I picked a burger because I didn't have time. I was driving. This burger was actually really good. It comes with a pickle. The bacon was crispy, and it for some reason it even comes wrapped up. It kind of reminded me like fast food. They wrap it up and they give it to you like that. I thought it was really good though. I was very impressed. I was not disappointed at all.
So that was at French Quarter?
Yeah. Yeah.
How big is their cafeteria there? Is it like let's say in relation to Pop Century or something like that?
Oh, it's a lot smaller.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm in the videos I have it. Well, I probably walked through that. I'm not sure though.
You do actually.
So yeah, it's fairly big, but anyway, so we got lunch or dinner there, and again, I wasn't starving or anything, but I just wanted some insurance on getting into the park, and of course, while we were there, my diet's pretty much gone at this point. I got some beignets, and my wife got vegan ones because she's allergic to milk and eggs, and they do take a little bit longer to make, but.
What's the difference? Like, what did they do to make them vegan, so to speak?
I don't know. I guess they didn't use milk and eggs, and I don't know why. I don't have a picture of them. I have the picture in my phone. They look like these, but they're square instead of Mickey shaped.
Oh, interesting.
And they cost the same amount, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they do to make them different, but yeah. So anyway, we had the famous beignets and we had a quick dinner, and I really enjoyed it. We went out and we looked at the pool.
Oh, that's cool.
Creepy.
I've never seen that pool. It is creepy, but it's still kind of cool.
Yeah, let me see. Before I went back, I'm pretty sure I shot some other good. Not too good. I should have just walked in the pool and got some more videos. And I thought to myself, I'll go back and do that. And yeah, it started raining. There you can see the pool a little bit. Mm-hmm. You can see it has that dragon slide, and you slide down the dragon's tongue. And it is a really fun, festive kind of resort. So I really do enjoy it. And again, I should have... next time I'll do it, but I don't like taking a lot of pictures at pools and videos because that just gets weird quick. So
yeah,
but
you got kids there and all that.
I want to go back when it's cold. Then you'll find one or two kids in there, and it's a lot easier to.
You kind of avoid getting them on the camera. Man, look at that.
But yeah, I find it to be a very interesting pool and an interesting theme, the New Orleans. So I really do like it. And this is looking back towards the lobby, just
that's cool.
Just a very pretty resort.
Have you ever stayed there at what is it, French Quarter?
No, we actually booked it several times when we used to vacation, and every time we ended up, we ended up upgrading to like the Wilderness Lodge, the Animal Kingdom Lodge. Like back then, we would book it, and I always wanted to stay here, and then they'd be like, a deal would come out and it was like $199 a month at the Wilderness Lodge. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, and next time we'll do that one, and we just never did.
I've stayed at Riverside. I like everything but the room. I wasn't very impressed with the room. I won't get into that now, but I mean, I'll just say I stayed at Riverside. I've never stayed. We didn't even get to walk over to over there.
Yeah, I stayed at Riverside in the '90s, so
Yeah.
I've definitely been there. Yeah, I thought it was cool too. They actually have resort specific stuff,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
Port Orleans. They had Princess and the Frog resort specific clothing, and not just the Princess and the Frog. But I did find that interesting that there's certain things you can only get there. So I always enjoy that. So anyway, we were there for a little while, and of course, as has been the case lately, it turned into a downpour. And I know you can't see it there, but it's raining
Oh, I
pretty
can see.
good.
I can tell. Yeah.
And it's been like that like every night lately in Florida. So after the podcast is done tonight, I'm heading to the first night of Horror Nights. So hopefully it does not rain. But anyway, from there we went to Hollywood Studios. I didn't have too much high hopes in what we were going to do there. It looks like we got there around 6:30. We were walking through the park, and my wife looked over at one of the boards, and it said, "Rise of the Resistance is a 20-minute wait," and we were like, "20 minutes? We better head over there." So we
Yeah.
did that.
Jeez.
But by the time we got there, I don't think it shows on this thing, but by the time we got there, it was up to 45 minutes. And
Mm.
honestly, it took about an hour. And but I decided to do it anyway because everyone always says, "Oh, it's only about half the time." When I'm there, it's more than what they say. So I
Yeah.
ended up waiting about an hour to get on. And again, I wasn't disappointed, but I was really thinking that, that 45 minutes wasn't going to be legitimate. So, but it was. And I think it was because once the lightning lane people came back, that line would just stand still for 10, 15 minutes at a time, literally just not move at all. So, but again, it was fun to ride Rise of the Resistance. It's been a long time. I don't think I've ridden it since Lightning Lane. And like I said, everybody's saying how light the crowds are. So, but of course, that's when I don't go for some reason. Yeah, this was on Rise of the Resistance. I was standing out of line, and you can watch.
Oh, you get in trouble, don't you?
Yep, she came by and dismissively said, "Off to the side."
you,
I
you
like
know,
that.
I'm sort of thinking the last time you might have rode that was when we rode it together on
I'm pretty
October
sure it
1st.
was.
You know,
Yep.
and I'm
Yep.
thinking,
October 1st. And
yeah,
where the spot that we stopped when we went on it, it's probably about a 15-minute wait till the end there.
yeah,
With Lightning Lane, the same spot was about an hour to the end there because that's how much you sit. So,
oh,
it really was not fun to sit. But again, I'm glad I went on it. I if it said an hour, I won't do it. If I thought it was really an hour, I wouldn't do it. But again, it's fun. I don't mind. I don't mind doing it. It's a really good ride.
I'm not
But
gonna lie to you. If I see an hour wait, I'm gonna do it myself. So
well,
I'll do an hour wait for
oh
that.
yeah. As soon as you get here, the crowd should be back to full speed.
They probably will
Let's
be.
let's see. Yes, Smuggler's Run, 15 minutes. I didn't ride it though. This was at 8:19. I don't know why exactly, but I did ride Runaway Railway again, and this is the reason. It was a 15-minute wait, and what that usually translates to Disney language is walk on, and it
Mm-hmm.
was. I literally was getting on it in 11 minutes. So that's, and again, I honestly don't really even like the ride that much, but 11, if it's a walk on, I would do it. The other thing that I saw for the first time in a long, long time was they were playing these shows that I don't even know what they are exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's the pirates part. They're doing like the projection show on the Chinese theater.
Oh, I see.
And I think they did the animation show later then too. But honestly, it's just not that exciting. It's the same stuff. It's all your favorite Disney movie clips projected on uh, the Chinese theater now instead. And you know, I enjoy the Disney clips, but they weren't enough to keep me there for the whole
With the
show.
crowds and everything. Yeah, I get that. It looked like some other people were walking off too, so you weren't the
Yeah,
only one.
not a big fan of the Disney clips. It's to me, it's getting a little bit old.
Yeah, you'd think they'd refresh that by now, right?
Well, I don't know. And they don't really refresh anything. They make everything more Disney, the same Disney clips. They're adding it to everything. They're not refreshing, but they will refresh. They'll add some more Disney clips to the newer movies, and that's about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
but again, I did not enjoy the show really. I mean, you could see there's a lot of people there, but it really wasn't that crowded. But
Yeah.
I don't know. In general, it's just not my thing. Disney is really running out of nighttime shows that I like at all. I don't care for this one. I don't care for Harmonious. Enchantment is okay, but I'd rather watch it from the beach at the Polynesian or the Grand Floridian,
Sure.
or from the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. Like
Oh yeah.
that's
I
pretty
like
cool.
that and the Tomorrowland Speedway. That's where that's actually my favorite place to watch it.
Yeah. So, but I was gonna say that is. I think that's about it for my night at Hollywood Studios. Um,
Man, let me just say that park looks so nice lit up at night. I mean, it really does.
oh yeah, it's a pretty park at night. But yeah, that's about it for my time at the park. So that's a quick one this week.
Yeah.
I am going to Horror Nights tonight. By the time we talk again, you'll have been to Horror Nights. You'll have been to Mickey's Not So Scary. So, but yeah, for today, that's about it. So,
All right. So you only got out to the parks once this week.
yeah, I
Now,
know.
in fairness, we're doing this on a Friday because of my scheduling conflicts. So that's my fault. I'm actually going to Knoebels Grove tomorrow. So here in Pennsylvania. So that might have a little bit to talk about there. Look at that. What's going on there, John?
I didn't post anything with this because it's somebody else's kids. But
Yeah, but they're in masks at least,
I was gonna
But
say this is hilarious. This is Disney magic. Look, it's two little kids. It's
just
Darth
squaring
Vader
off.
and Boba Fett. I think they're squaring off. So now that's the kind of Disney that kids like. And
Yeah, that's the cool
passion
stuff.
lightsaber fight at near closing at Hollywood Studios. Now that's memory making there.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
forgot about that. I was just paging through and I was like, oh, lightsaber fight. Yeah, here's the queue for
Mickey's.
it was empty.
Wow.
Yeah, completely empty. I didn't even stop to watch the movie. That was the first time I stopped is at the movie.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
that's pretty impressive for that one.
That is cool.
But so I guess on to our topic, unless I can
right.
find another lightsaber fight. I don't think I can.
Lightsaber fights are always fun. So there's some merch though. I mean, there's some merchandise and stuff that.
Yeah, we stopped to look at the some of the Disney merchandise. And again, sorry for anybody watching that it's a little clumsy. We didn't figure out the best way to do this stuff yet, so it's trial and error. So
Yeah, this is only our
that's a
second live.
this is a we're looking at a what do they call it?
Spirit
Spirit
jersey?
jersey, which I don't like those to eat either. I think they're terrible for the most part. I would never buy one, but my wife liked this because it has Ursula on it and the
Yeah.
villains. We asked. There was no price tag on this, so she asked. I think it was like $79.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
the clothing prices are getting really expensive, so
Yeah.
reduce your expectations or bring extra money up your budget, I guess. But yeah, we looked at some Halloween shirts here. I don't even see. Do you see anything Disney in there besides the shape of the Mickey shape?
Not really. I'm not sure what the. I mean, is that a her? What do they call that? The one that did the Star Wars cartoon. She has her
Oh
line
yeah, I
out,
don't know.
which I really like her stuff, and I love her. I think she's great, but I don't know. Maybe they just put that in there as a Halloween thing. They're still having supply issues getting their branded stuff in there. So
Yeah, I think.
her universe is what it's called.
Oh yeah, yeah. I actually like that hat. That's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's cool.
Just it's very simple. I like simple
Yeah,
things. So.
me too. That is cool.
But for the most part, though, I haven't really bought much merch lately, except for this thing. I did buy the Main Street electrical sign,
Yeah.
and I didn't take it out of the box yet, but it lights up.
Oh, cool.
So I think, oh yeah, here it is. I forgot.
It has a
Yeah,
thing on it that lights up like a sample thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, see the letters light up and it lights
Yeah.
up around it and it hangs on the wall. So that I did get. I think it was $50. It was
Yeah.
$50, but with the pass holder discount, it was $40. So I got $10 off. And no, I didn't really need it. It's still sitting on my floor behind me, but I just something about signs that light up. I don't know. I thought it was really cool. So
Yeah, I like that. That is awesome.
and I was gonna mention too, and you can tell when I go to the parks with my wife, she likes to go in the shops. When I go by myself, you won't see anywhere near as much, but there
Yeah.
was some interesting clothing that was Aladdin themed, but more subtle though. Like see
Yeah.
the moon, and you
I
can
like
see the
that.
flying carpet and the Arabian castle or whatever that is. I thought that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
And even that, it's a jasmine mug. And this is one of the shops that's a little more expensive. But again,
Mm-hmm.
my wife had to get this. It's a Beauty and the Beast dress. That was $70, but it's cheaper than a Spirit jersey. And it's a
Yes.
really nice dress. So,
Yeah.
I that kind of made it more palatable. At first, I was probably thinking, "Oh, that's too much money," and then I'm like, "Wait a
Mm.
minute, that's cheaper than an ugly sweater that you can only wear at Halloween." So,
My daughter would have loved that dress. Yeah.
oh
That's
yeah, and
cool.
this is Emperor's New Groove, a subtle
Oh,
Dooney and Burke. I like that too because again, you wouldn't even know that is Disney, right? I
no.
didn't. My
Right.
my wife had to point it out. So she said that's Emperor's New Groove because I'm Disney illiterate when it comes to cartoons and stuff. There's a lot I don't know. And I was gonna say we always loved this light up glass panel in the back of the shop too. It's
Mm-hmm.
the one shop on Sunset Boulevard. The Little Mermaid is just really looks good in that picture. So
Yeah.
oh, I snuck back there too. Dooney and Burke magic bands. I don't know exactly why anybody would want to pay that much for magic bands, but
I don't know. My wife has some of their purses. She loves their purses, but not the Disney ones. She's not a big fan of the Disney ones, typically.
all right. So that took a little bit more time, but
Yeah.
that's definitely it this time. And
All
we went
right.
through the merchandise at yeah, we went through the merchandise here.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. All right. On to our discussion. Again, I'm going to fly down to Central Florida here Monday. Labor Day, and to date this a little bit, and I'm gonna stay for 3 nights at Boardwalk. And the reason for that is for pass holders and for Disney Plus subscribers. Actually, you got a really nice discount on stays for on certain dates, and this is the end of that date cycle, that date calendar. So, interestingly enough, we booked 2 extra days onto the end of that 3 night stay, and to be honest with you, the price is almost double for those particular days. And so we started kind of scrambling around. Oh, how are we going to save money? Because that we don't really want to pay that kind of money for that stay. And so we decided to drop it, and we decided to stay elsewhere. I will get to where that is then, because basically with the discounts and staying during the week, it was really a well-priced stay at the Boardwalk. It was affordable for us. We're not rich by any stretch of the imagination, and we like to stretch our money out a little bit. But so we decided to stay over at Universal for those last 2 days. We will get to why. But anyways, to start out with, to make this all work and this planning and planning to do all the things that we want to do, we are going to have to get a rental car from the airport to give us a little bit of freedom to travel around. John, did you ever rent a car when you flew down there, or did you typically always drive when you vacationed?
I did rent before, but it's been a long time. Like, I don't really even remember it very well. I think we might have rented a car once or twice, but we typically drove down, so it wasn't a common occurrence for us.
Well, for us, since we typically just stay at Disney, usually taking one of the bus services. So before it was Disney Magical Express, which was run by Mears. When they dropped that, Mears brought in their own service now, and then there's another service called Sunshine Flyer, and their buses you can get from the airport right to Disney hotels. The problem with that is that they only service Disney hotels. Now, those services, they may give you routes to Universal or other places, but it's kind of complicated to find how to do that. Very complicated, in fact. It's and the price structure is very strange. I'm not really sure. I can't even tell you how to get from, say, the Orlando airport to Universal hotels or Universal Parks itself without a rental car. I don't know, because the information out there is so vague on how to do that. And I did a lot of research. I spent hours researching this. I know there's a way to do it through Mears, but how, that I don't know. So we decided to rent a car. We'll get into why later on. But again, 3 nights at the Boardwalk. Part of the reason why we like staying at a hotel, a deluxe hotel, is for the extra hours that you get. On Monday night, you get Epcot extra hours. On Wednesday night, you get Magic Kingdom extra hours. So that's why we stayed. So if they're offering a discount, and this kind of discount, I'm going to take advantage of it. And that's what we decided to do. On Monday evening, we're going to go to Epcot, which is in walking distance of the Boardwalk. And then we're going to have dinner at Trattoria Al Forno on the Boardwalk there, which, John, you actually helped me decide to go there because of your little review of that the other week when we talked about the Boardwalk.
Yeah, that is one of my favorite Italian places on site now. So and again, that one has not disappointed me yet. So and we used to get 40% off when my wife was a cast member too.
Yeah.
That always
Well,
helps.
yeah, it does. It actually showed availability for that night, so around 7 o'clock we decided to book that. We're going to get to the hotel. We're thinking around 5:30 ish or so. So we probably won't have time to go to Epcot until after the dinner, but that helps me get ready to book a Guardians. If you stay at a deluxe hotel, the nights they have the extra hours, you can book Guardians starting, I think, at 6 o'clock. I'm pretty sure that's when it is. So it gives you, if you're a deluxe resort um, uh, person, that gives you that during your extra hours.
Yeah, now that's something I have never done. So
Yeah, and it's a real good benefit, especially if you really want to ride Guardians. So Tuesday we're going to go to Epcot again. That is actually my wife and I's anniversary. So we're going to go to there, spend all day at Epcot, just kind of tour around, and then late at night we're going to leave before the show at night. Before Harmonious, we're just not big fans of it. Sorry if you like it. Nothing against anybody liking it. It's not for us. And we're gonna go over to Disney Springs and have a nice anniversary dinner. It's about quarter till 10 or so at night. That's how late it's gonna be at the Edison. So
no, I do think that's funny though. That's and for anyone listening too, the last two times I was at Epcot later in the evening, I enjoyed Harmonious behind me as I walked back to my car.
yeah.
And the second time I really did try. I went and I found a spot I could see it, and I was watching, and I just I don't know. I thought to myself, I wonder what this would look like from the parking lot, and just started walking again. So
Yeah.
again,
I
it just doesn't do anything for me. I wish it did.
I think that if they did something, a few different, like tweak the show a little bit, and then if you watched it actually from that, which they're not building anymore, but if they actually built that thing that they were
Yeah,
going to
the
build
festival
for,
center or
yeah, the
whatever it was.
festival center thing, that elevated thing, I think it would have been a lot better. I think you really, and I'll bet you that show was actually designed with that in mind because it's so hard to see from the sides. Like you can't really tell what's going on inside the Stargate. So I don't really know. It's just not for me. It is what it is. But so we're gonna bug out and we're gonna go over and celebrate our anniversary at the Edison. We really love dining at the Edison. We love the entertainment and all that. So Wednesday, we're going to Magic Kingdom. This is where things get a little bit interesting. So on Wednesday, we go to Magic Kingdom in the morning, and Wednesday, we actually have evening hours. So we're going to spend the morning at Magic Kingdom. Then we're going to hop to Hollywood Studios. And the reason we're hopping there is because we got a kind of a late lunch for the sci-fi. And that's why we really love the sci-fi. I know the food isn't like the best in the world, but we're gonna go over there, and then we're just gonna do some things at the studios and see what we can squeeze in because the next day, this is where we get into the thick of everything. So the next day is we've scheduled in the morning and we're checking out of our hotel that day, but we've scheduled in the morning to go to the studios, and we have no other plans than that at Disney, but again, checking out of the boardwalk, and then we're going to take the rental car, and then we're going to drive probably to the parking lot at studios and just spend the morning there and do a few things. But we're not going to spend all day there, though, so I may need your help on something then, John, some advice. Because in the evening, we are switching to Endless Summer Resort at Universal, and we're going to Dockside, and we're going to stay there for the next 2 nights. The reason being, it is so much cheaper. It's way cheaper than staying on property at Disney for those 2 days. And the other part of that is we're going to Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal that night. So we got the Scream Early Pass. So we're going to be able to go into the park for 2 hours before the event. We will be in the park at Universal Studios. But the reason we really, one of the big advantages is that you're able to take the bus system from the hotel over there. So I'm not going to have to pay for parking or anything like that. I will have to pay the resort fee for parking, but I don't care. That's way cheaper than paying Universal to park in their garage. What I need your advice on, John, is in that morning on Thursday for Hollywood Studios, would you recommend buying Genie Plus for the morning? Or do you think that because we're not going to, once noon hits, we're not going to be over there. We're probably going to try and go over to Dockside, at about noontime.
So Genie Plus for the morning?
That's what I'm wondering. Do you think it's even worth it?
I don't, because
Okay.
by the time you get your second one, it'll probably be for afternoon stuff. So you'll be paying for one thing most likely. Hopefully it's still not that crowded and you could get a lot done in the morning, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, because if you're doing that stacking thing, that's not going to work. I was
Yeah.
thinking, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking on Wednesday buying Genie Plus for Magic Kingdom and then playing the stacking game when I hopped over to Studios. So I could basically start stacking after I take advantage of some morning stuff. Start stacking Studios after 2 o'clock, because from what I'm reading, you can do that now, right? So
Yeah.
I was thinking of doing the stacking thing and handling some of those bigger rides then for the afternoon on Wednesday, and then hopping back over for the extra evening hours at Magic Kingdom. So I don't know. We'll see how that works, but it's going to get interesting. Let's just say that. Not going to be a lot of rest, at least on Wednesday. So Halloween Horror Nights on Thursday night. Do you have any advice to maximize Halloween Horror Nights? Because you gave me some awesome advice last year.
Well, first of all, going on a Thursday is a great thing. I would avoid Friday and Saturdays because that's when a lot of locals and a lot of it's a great place to go and have fun. But if you're an old guy, you probably don't want to be in the middle of that fun. Anyway, I know I don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have it. My pass this year is excludes Fridays and Saturdays, and I'm good with that. Except for tonight, I can go because it's the first night. So.
Right.
But yeah, I was saying the best thing to do if you're in the park starting out is if you go towards the back of the park and hit those houses first. You technically don't even need your express pass for them if you have express, and that gives you the opportunity to go on them again later if you want. So you can actually do all the houses plus some of them a couple times. So I think that's good advice if you don't have express too, because most people come in the park and there's a huge backup and they all go to the first houses, and those same houses are the least crowded at the end of the night, meaning if you stay there till the end of the night, which I don't do very often. But
Yeah.
if you plan on being there till closing, the ones up front will be cleared out by then. So.
I don't plan to be there at 2 a.m., which is closing this year. I don't know if you knew that. That is.
No, I don't even know that.
Yeah.
Even tonight, I'm probably going to leave in about a half hour, and I plan on getting back hopefully by 9. I'd like to be home.
Yeah. I don't blame you. So yeah, I'm not going to be there. That's why I asked for advice because I don't. There's no way my wife is going to be able to do 2 a.m. I could do it. I could honestly do it. I'm just a night owl, but there's no way she's going to be able to do that. So 2 a.m. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's what we're gonna do. That's what we did last year. I followed your advice. I kind of went back by the Men in Black area. That's where we did the lineup and did those houses back there, and did that. Those were the farthest back in the park. We got through those really quick, and then I was able to do all of the houses last year in one night without going past midnight. So, and you joined me for part of that night. So
Yeah.
we got through a lot of houses that night, just you and I together, with our wives and everything. I think we did like 4 houses together, maybe, if I remember correctly, probably about that. So,
Yeah, and being that that's on a Thursday, I might be able to meet you there for a
yeah,
couple again. I
that'd
don't
be
know.
great. That would be awesome if you could. Um, yeah, so I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and do that, and then work towards the front of the park, like you suggested. Um, I would like to get to see Nightmare Fuel in the back of the park at some point this year and maybe try some of the, food and merchandise and stuff like that. There's some really gross looking food that looks.
Yeah, that's something I don't get to do that often, and I should, but I usually go in there and I go in, get my stuff, and or
Yeah.
go in the houses and run out. We'll
So
see.
this is the other thing where I'm going to need a little bit of advice. So the next day, we're going to go to Animal Kingdom, and we are staying at Universal. We're staying at Dockside for that night, and we're staying at the next night too. So if I'm getting to Animal Kingdom, what's the best way to drive from that Universal area down there? Is it just going with everyone else and taking the I-4, or is there any tips or
I don't think
tricks?
there really is a better way
Is
for
that
than
okay?
I-4, unfortunately. And a lot of times when I'm on Disney property, they actually tell me to take I-4 and get on the turnpike down there to go north then. And I don't do it a lot of times because I don't want to go on I-4, but it's really Disney property and Universal's really close. It's just that it may be backed up. It's the only problem. So,
Yeah, I know it takes some
and
time to get
again, I
down
haven't
there.
done that since I moved. I don't really go on I-4 much anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's that's my concern, getting down there and all that time in that traffic. I mean, I'll deal with it. It is what it is. But so we're doing Animal Kingdom, then we're gonna probably take a rest, which means we're gonna end up driving to back to Endless Summer. And I it doesn't take me long to get through Animal Kingdom. It's a couple hours, so we'll eat lunch there, and then we'll probably go back to the hotel for maybe an hour or two, and then drive back over and get ready for the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. This will be on a Friday night, and that's my concern because it seems to be busy on the weekends, right? So did you go? You went on a Friday night,
I did.
and it was crazy busy, and so I'm even concerned about getting into the park at that time, like the lines and everything that you have to.
Well, I was gonna say I'm sick of looking at myself here, so I'm going to. Since we're talking about something I have some good footage of, I'll
Yeah,
look at some Haunted Mansion for Halloween.
yeah.
But anyway, I think it's going to be just as long or just as crowded no matter when you go because they've all been selling out. Now I heard every date in September is sold out now. So whether you go on Tuesday and it's sold out or Friday and it's sold out, I don't think it's going to be any different. The
Right.
version of the version of sold out should be the same as far as I know.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little backdrop of the Haunted Mansion, which I didn't go on and they didn't have the people out or anything, but I just think it looks so cool
It
when
does.
they
Why?
add the lighting and the fog. I just enjoy
Why didn't
seeing
they
that.
have the people out? They didn't have the they don't they have like two ghosts out there talking to
Yeah, they
people or
do,
something?
but I don't know. They weren't out the night that I was there. It might have been because of the rain. It's a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
rain that night. They also didn't have the headless horseman, so
yeah.
it's one of those things. They just didn't have it.
Well, that's the thing. Like we're gonna do that. We're gonna go there and do the party. I just plan of attack is honestly we need to see the fireworks show and we need to see the parade. And we're going to do something a little bit different than what you did, John. I think we're going to go see some of the characters. I think we're going to go to some of the rare characters and um, try and game plan for those lines a little bit. Uh, it's not going to be like I'm not going to go see a common character that you're going to typically see, but some of the characters are together that you don't typically see. So we're gonna try and get in line with that. We want to see the show. We want to see, like I said, the fireworks, the parade. I don't know about the rides. I think we're gonna go over to Haunted Mansion. We're gonna try Pirates of the Caribbean. After your take on the Space Mountain thing, I'm not really sure about that.
Yeah, I would
You know.
definitely not waste your time on that.
Yeah, so we may, I don't know, we'll see, but I think really we'll do the monsters thing. We're going to try and hit the things that are exclusive to the party, except for Jack and Sally. And the reason being, I'm not going to waste 4 hours in a line to go see Jack and Sally. I know it's the rarest of the rare characters and so on and so forth, but if I see them, if it's like a half an hour wait on the way out of the party, maybe I'll go get a picture with them or something. But
Yeah, see, I didn't even consider that. I don't even know where you see them,
I
so
think
that's
they're
how.
up near Town Square where Mickey is. Like they're in that same in that building there, I think. So I think you'll
Yeah,
see Mickey and then where Minnie usually is in the next room or whatever, they'll be there.
yeah, it's funny when we went over that party. I didn't even remember that was an option. So
Yeah, so that's kind of what I believe we're gonna do. To me, the Halloween party, really seeing the maybe trying some of the exclusive snacks, maybe doing those types of things. That's the thing that we're probably going to try and do. Now, I got to tell you, if there's lines that are like 45 minutes long or a half an hour long to do snacks or to do trick or treating, I'm not going to do it. I won't, I'll avoid that.
well, I told you for me, Space Mountain was 30 minutes, and then the parade broke down, and I kept thinking if I walk away now, it's going to restart. So I wasted 30 minutes there.
Yeah.
So that's 1 hour out of five is 20% of my night I wasted right off the top. I was
Yeah,
like, oh
wow.
yeah.
I will say I like your idea of doing Splash Mountain, and I may do Splash Mountain before I head out of there because honestly, you never know when they're going to shut down. They're completely quiet on when they're going to shut down, and you know it's coming. They're on the verge of it. If I'm going to bet on this, just a guess, and you tell me what you think, John, but I think Splash Mountain will be shut down pretty soon after the Tron coaster opens. And
Yeah,
I mean, because of crowd issues and things, I think that's when it's going to happen.
that would be my guess. That's why I made sure to take a midnight sailing on it last time we were there for the party. So
That's a great way to put it. Midnight sailing. And I think I'm going to try and do that. But I'm definitely going to try and hit the pirates and all that. I want to see those live actors in there. But we fly out the next day, and so we got a flight in the early afternoon, and so that's the tale of that. So I don't know how late we're going to stay at the party. Again, we've got to take, we got to drive back over to Universal then. Something interesting that a lot of people don't ever think about, if you are an annual pass holder and you live far away and you have one of the lockers, like the crates that you store your stuff in for frequent visitors. Like if you're frequently visiting and that type of thing, they deliver it to your hotel. They do not deliver to Universal. They only deliver to Disney. So interestingly enough, they don't have a contract there. But I have to drive to their warehouse to take my storage locker, my crate, for them to store for me. And so their warehouse is right along I-4, I guess. So that's something else that we got to do in the morning before we hit the airport. So I don't know. I mean, all these things considered, I'm not sure how late we're going to be at the Mickey's Not So Scary, especially after being at a late night event at Universal. And let me tell you, John, I'm going to get my money's worth out of that Universal one. Way more than I am the Disney one. So
And I believe it. And yeah, like I said, I did the Disney one, and it just didn't look like all the videos I see of doing everything. It's like, I don't know how. Well, honestly, I do. I think during the media event, it allowed you to see like every single snack and all the characters and all that. But in reality, that's just not possible. So.
yeah, and that's it. I mean, I know that's I kind of prioritized it right there. That's our priorities. Our priorities are going to be, seeing the characters and then seeing the exclusive shows. I don't even have to be up against the stage for the Hocus Pocus show. And to be honest with you, I don't have to see the entire show. I just want to see at least part of it, maybe to try and get some footage or something.
Yeah, I just walked past it. I was good with that. And but the fireworks, though, like I said, a sold out night should be a sold out night. But unfortunately, you may need to find a way to get in front of the castle before that, because a lot of it happens on the castle. There's a lot of projections that are a big part of the show. And yeah,
Jack, everyone wants to see Jack,
yep.
so
Jack is on the castle. So
would you say that Liberty Square is one of the better places to see the parade?
I didn't like it there. There was too many lights for me shining. Like, I was looking for a place without lights shining in my face, and that was not it. I noticed if you can be in the hub with the castle as the backdrop, that is the best. Although, how long you have to wait for that, I don't know. That's scary to think. But I was I was in Frontierland by the right by the popcorn cart, right where they do like the hoedown. And as you can see, I don't have any lights shining at me from this angle. I don't know why. There's none of the big bright lights. If you look up or down, you would see bright lights shining, but I was able to not see them. So I like this angle.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And again, it's Frontierland. There's a bigger light down further. But again, I could record without lights shining directly in my camera. So that's where I liked it. But again, I saw videos of people who have the castle as the backdrop, and there's no light shining in your face there either. And man, that's a good backdrop. But that you might have to get that as soon as you get there, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, the way people line up for these things. Yeah. And I think, I don't know what it is. I mean, I would have thought that, you remember they used to have like a pass where you could go multiple times in the year to the party. And I think that would have made that situation even worse. But I don't know that it could get much worse than the way it is now.
Yeah,
they don't
a
even
few
have that
years
pass.
ago, my wife worked at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and there were some other cast members there who bought the season pass for the party, and they were there every night.
Yeah.
And again, that's what I was going to say. In Liberty Square, I was I was next to a group of cast members there, and they were. I wasn't able to record well there because the lights were in my eyes, but they were also, people were standing in front of me dancing and swerving back and forth and making it really hard to see. And then they were putting their camera in front of a mom's, right in front of her face, like to record. They were getting great footage, but I was like, man, I'm not doing that. That's just rude, you know.
Yeah.
But again, those were cast members. I'm pretty certain that were enjoying the night. And again, there's nothing wrong with dancing, but this parade was stuck for 30 minutes, and they didn't stop. I was like, man, this is this is a lot. It's been a 30-minute delay, and they just kept on going. And so again, I'm glad I found a good spot the second time where only cast members that were working could get in front of me. But
Yeah, so that's a shame because I mean, but you got some really good footage.
yeah, I
I
did.
think I think you did.
I'm good with it. Although, like I said, I wish I could have got. I wish the headless horseman was running, which I have a feeling he hasn't been active a lot because it rains so much lately.
Yeah, I think that I am probably going to maybe look for that area that you were at because it looks like that's probably you can almost I almost feel like you can kind of wedge yourself in there so that next to that popcorn stand because they keep people cleared from there and you could get some footage that way, you know what I mean, and not get interrupted by a bunch of people, or something like that, but I don't know, that's what I'll probably try and do.
Yeah, you're gonna be in line for Jack and Sally. You're gonna miss the parade.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, sir.
Well, that's my problem
No
though
way.
too. I tried to watch the parade first, and then I had to when it was a fail, I had to make sure I saw it again the second time.
Yeah.
But all things being considered, I should have just tried for the second time and ignored it. But then if I didn't get it the second time, then I'm out of luck. Then I spent a couple $100 and didn't get any of the parade footage that I wanted. So
Right. Yeah. Well, that is going to do it as far as my planning goes. The only planning involved, other than potentially getting Lightning Link, getting Genie Plus on Wednesday because of the evening hours and all those things. And also, I think it's interesting and significant how Disney, if you don't hit that value, that deal calendar, and you take your stay into the weekend at a deluxe hotel, holy moly, they really strap you. I mean, they really get you. It was like, I don't remember what the cost is for 3 days during the week at Boardwalk, but for those 2 days, um, Thursday night and Friday night, it's almost double the price, John. It's almost double the price for the entire trip. So that's why we decided to go to Endless Summer. We really like Universal's Endless Summer. It's a nice hotel. We love the food court. We love the fact that we're going to be able to take the transportation to Horror Nights and back. And, so that's a big part of it. That's a big part of that consideration. So, the planning, we did a little bit of planning as far as Horror Nights go, as far as the things that we're going to do, which I just went off of what we did last year and what you had advised me to do. And as far as the Halloween party, well, we've been to the previous Halloween parties many years ago, so we kind of that's kind of the path that we're going to follow. It's a little different because of crowds. We know we're not going to get to do everything, but we're just going to keep going until we decide that that's it, So I think that's the best that you can do for Mickey's Not So Scary. The crowds and the fact that they're sold out, you're just going to have to decide. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have to decide, do we want to really fight those crowds to see fireworks, to see the show, to see the parade? So and if we do, like, what does that mean?
well, I
So
can tell you, I almost didn't get to the fireworks in time. Like, it's by the time you walk over there, you learn that there's no good places left. Cast members gave up on clearing walkways, and
Hmm.
I, like I said before, I literally couldn't get to Main Street at all, and I couldn't get to the hub. It was just there was just walls of people there. So yeah, if you really want to see it and not behind like a tree, I think you're gonna have to at least go a little
That's
bit early to that. Or
yeah.
I always like watching it from anywhere on Main Street. So if you could get closer to the front somehow, like if I would have went earlier, I probably could have cut through like Casey's in the store and came out on Main Street somewhere. Probably, I'm not sure, but up until something like that, I just couldn't even get on Main Street. So
Sure. Yeah. Gotcha. That might be what we try and do. We'll have to
I'll be
see.
interested though to see how it goes for you versus for me. So
Well,
I'm
that's
interested
the
to hear.
thing. This is just a primer for what is going to be the next, the trip report kind of deal, so to speak, because these plans that I have laid out, well and good. I haven't even I didn't get down to the fine details of the plans, but there are fine, like for example at Universal I have 2 hours, right, to ride rides before, and there's specific rides that I'm gonna ride, ET has to be one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know from there, it's probably gonna be like Men in Black, although I would really like to see the Bourne show again. So I don't even know how late it
Well,
runs.
the Mummy's been refurnished, but you can
I've
ride that during horror nights, and your express pass works. Well, no, it doesn't. Does it
I was
work
gonna
for
say,
that?
does it?
It does. It
Does
does.
it?
Because
Okay.
I have express after 4 in my annual pass,
Mm-hmm.
and years ago I tried to use it, and they said no, that's only for express pass for horror nights. That doesn't work after for horror nights. So now I have express for horror nights, so I can use it too. So remember that you
Mm.
can probably walk right on the refurbished Mummy, and
I may do that. In
yeah.
fact, I may coax my wife. I may talk her into doing that. She's not going to be happy afterwards, but I may talk her into doing it. I know I will not be able to talk her into Gringotts, and I know Gringotts is open during the event too. So I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, you'd also have express for that too. Although express for Gringotts is when it's busy, I feel like it really doesn't help that much, honestly.
Uh,
Like that
yeah.
one has disappointed me a lot, but hopefully at horror nights it's not that busy. But
I may do that. I might do that. All right, John. So, best laid plans, right? That's where we're at. That's what I'm going to try and do on this trip. Would love if you get over to Universal on Thursday night and spend a little bit of time with us. I had a lot of fun when you guys came over last year, and really that'd be great. So, John, how'd your social media go for the week?
well, I can tell you it's consistent at least. It's consistently down, and for those that are that only listen to this on YouTube, I'm actually showing a snapshot of my reach. And in the last 30 days, my reach has decreased 66.3%.
Hmm.
30 days ago, I think I was about 6 million views in 30 days. I'm down to 1.7, and it keeps going down all the time. It's going down. And so, and my followers, though, I know this looks decent. Like this number here, though, I used to be up in the hundreds all the time. Like it would be out of this chart. Like it would be, on an average day, I would get at least 1 or 200 a day. Like that's just minimum. Right
And
here,
that number represents what, John? That number. What are we looking at here for
this
our
number is
audio?
followers, net followers per day. So like on August 26th, I probably got like 40 new followers. On August 30th, I got 6 net followers. it did go back up. It actually broke 50 for the first time since I got to 100,000. That's pretty amazing. But again, an account of my size and popularity, even when I was doing poorly before, it was still 100, 200 a day. That's doing poorly. It got to the point where when you see this going down, when you get bigger, you can see in 7 days, I had 479 follows, 275 unfollows. It's always a mix. And so overall, I only got 204. And what I experimented, where I went back and looked, I've always gotten around the same amount of unfollows. Like that's consistent. Like it's always been, I forget how many, like 30 or 40 a day is pretty consistent. So that honestly has stayed the same. It's the follows that fell off. The unfollows have stayed the same as it's been for like a year. The follows though are completely gone. So and now I'm going to show you. This is my SeeWDW one, 1.7 in 30 days, and I want to contrast my Universal. 6.2 million in 30 days. But as you can tell, the other day it was reset back down lower and it's staying there. But I'm trying to dig back out of that again. But anyway, this one, 6.2 million. And let me show you. Take a look at this chart here. This is I'm averaging a net of about 40 a day if I'm lucky, 6 a day a couple of days ago. Now, let's contrast that with Universal. Here's 1,000 a day, and it did drop down to around 500 a day is where I've been. It did cut in half recently, but still, that's pretty fantastic regardless. Like that is not... This is really good. So again, I got in the past 7 days, 300 unfollows, but 4,800 follows. So that's what you call some good stats. So this account is still doing well. And as you can see, 92,000. I am under 10,000 away from being equal to my Disney account. So although I can tell you too that as I approached 100,000 on my Disney account, it had a similar thing in the low 90s. It dropped down to 400 or 500, and it continued to drop down until the day that I hit it. I probably got like 10 new followers on the day I hit 100,000. It slowed to a crawl, and it never recovered. So I hope that's not number based, meaning, small accounts deserve followers, large accounts deserve even more followers. And, people like me that are big, but not millions big, don't deserve anything. So, because I heard that Instagram got a lot of complaints from the huge accounts that all of a sudden their stuff's not getting pushed. And so they kind of fix some stuff. But again, they're supporting small accounts and really big accounts that they're afraid would get mad at them. I'm neither of those things. I'm not small, but I'm also not a multi-million account that actually would that Instagram would be concerned about in any way. So, and I wanted to try this too. I was going to do it right from my page here, but the weird thing is I don't see a professional dashboard on here because I was going to show you in real time the information, but it's not on here. Like on my phone, there's a professional dashboard or there's an insight, and it's just
I don't see it either. And
not.
I don't have it. I don't find it online typically either. I only find it on the phone. So it's just because of the app, probably.
That's so weird. I'm on Universal, but it's showing me my Disney one. So strange. But anyway, overall, my account is doing well. My accounts, I should say. I've been trying some stuff like you had said. You've been having luck with uh, putting writing on stuff, and I haven't really found any more success in that. Like on this one, I'm doing good, but I'm not doing. There's no pop to it, and I did hear though the algorithm now it's making everything a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
So you put something up, and it takes a while to get there. This one's doing real well. This isn't mine though. This is what's this account called? The Magical Details. She did a video of her daughter flying on the Pterodon flyers, and check this out. She catches Velocicoaster from that going
cool.
by. I was like,
Yeah.
oh. So she posted this video a while ago, but it's a longer video, and this was at the end, and I messaged her and said, if you ever want to do a collaboration, I think that would do really well. Just the 5 seconds at the end that shows that part, because she's up to 1.5 million views on the original video, and I think we just broke like 300,000 on this one too. So. But the sad thing is, she only has like 16,000 followers anyway. And
yeah, it's in the era of Reels, it's really hard to get people to follow you, for whatever reason.
I don't even know how I've had such good luck with it, because again, this is her account. Well, she's up 18,000 followers, but again, her stuff is super high quality, so well done.
Looks very nice.
I'm almost embarrassed that I'm like, I have 5 times more followers than you, but I don't feel like I deserve it. That's for sure, But anyway, I was happy that she
does a really nice job. She really does.
She really does. She's an excellent photographer and really good at reels, and I'm sure she'll be big someday. But right now, you have people like me who.
Yes, but John, it took you a long time to get to the point where, you know what I mean? So
well, I was going to say
you didn't do it overnight.
I don't think I can show you anything specific on this though, but 162,974 likes. Check out this camera work. It's literally nothing. It's a shaky video.
But it doesn't matter in this format. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. People just want to see the content. They're not interested in necessarily 4K on an Instagram video or anything like that. I mean, it's great. Don't delete it.
I wish I could. I wish I could show you the insights on it though. I think I'm probably out close to like 20 million views by now on this thing. But again, it's not. I don't consider that talent, and this is the one I like to show people when they put together a fantastic reel and it's so well done. I'm like, I wouldn't try so hard if I was you. This I threw up as a garbage one just because I didn't have time. And
can I ask you what expensive camera equipment you used for that?
Well, I had oh no, that's my iPhone. I held it up with one hand going around the corners. You can see that.
I'm surprised you didn't get yelled at Universal. They usually yell at you. I'm surprised they let you hold the camera up and didn't yell at you.
On this one, they do. They don't have any problem with it. But anyway, that's. And I made a new one now because I'm trying to get something to hit to get some more. This is basically the same thing but longer, and I'm up to 3,400 likes. That's what I was gonna say too on YouTube. People don't mind to see the same thing over and over again. Like I literally, I'm hoping that I get enough to maximize my bonus again with this thing. But I was gonna say, if you're ever at Universal, and I know you will be, let's see, this is the one. No matter how many times I post this, it gets really huge views.
Yeah.
Just that. Like, everybody has that. Anybody can get that. Look, 54,000 views. This has millions of views. 54,000 likes. And again, I had to stop while I was walking by the bridge and just hold my phone up. So again, that's your YouTube advice or your Instagram advice from me. Don't try too hard because I made some really good videos that I thought I put thought into, the right music, everything hit just right, and it gets a fraction of just, well, here's randomly walking by. You know? So,
Well, I think part of the thing is a lot of people are not even familiar with that ride. You know what I mean? And when they see it,
yeah.
they're kind of like, "What is that?" So the other thing is with that. Here's interesting. Interestingly enough, last year when I was at Universal, I went to film that very film from like the very spot where you were standing, and I saw that and I watched it a couple days earlier when I went there. I was there 2 days. And the second day, I thought, okay, I'll just film it the second day. The second day, the ride shut down. I didn't get a chance to film. So that's the other thing that I will say is if you see something and you think to yourself, man, this is going to look good, take the time. Just do it. Do it right
I
then and
wanted to
there.
mention.
You
I
never
wanted
know
to,
when something's going to shut down.
I wanted to mention this one too. This is a video my daughter took years ago. Like this is, I don't even know. She didn't even work at Universal yet. And this has gotten me so many views over the years. I repost it occasionally. I just put it on TikTok and I think it got like 330,000 views or something.
Jeez.
And the reason is, can you hear that?
I can't.
You can't hear it?
No.
Oh, all right. Then I guess it doesn't work that way. It has these drums that go like ritualistic drums, and I think a lot of people said it reminds them of Scooby-Doo, the spooky island vibes and stuff. They say, but yeah, that one I have reused that same reel way too many times now. But let me see if I can share it through my phone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It has the horns, it has the bell, and
Yeah.
I don't know why people just go nuts over that video. And again, it's so simple, and it's not even mine. My daughter just took it from under the umbrella. She watched as all the people start clapping, and you know, on TikTok, I find if you can find something weird and put it on TikTok, it does really well. Like all the people are saying things like, is no one going to mention the fact that everyone stood up and started clapping in unison? It's like, you know, and people are saying it looks like some kind of weird cult and then this and that. So again, TikTok seems to like the weird stuff. I posted a Divine video on there once and people could not stop talking about that. And, you know, it wasn't even Disney fans. It was people like, man, if that jumped out at me, I would punch that thing coming out of the bushes. And, you know, it wasn't even Disney, but,
Yeah.
you know, just interesting that if you can find something weird enough, TikTok will pick that up too. Speaking of TikTok, I am up to 62,900 on TikTok. So I heard that you actually finally got some traction and have been posting too. So.
Yeah, I've been posting consistently on TikTok and Instagram, and really finally got a little bit of traction here with a TikTok video. It was just a simple Horror Nights video. I just edited together and put like a spooky piano that was trending, like a spooky piano track, a sound in the background. And yeah, it's doing really well. It just has some of the scare zones. And I just wrote in, and I did it. I think I hit it at the right time, John, because Horror Nights starts tonight. So people are just kind of curious, and, the awareness is up. On the antenna is up for Horror Night stuff. So I think last I saw, let me look here. I'll just take a look real quick at where we're at with that. It's 78,000 views right now, and it's been up for a few days, and it got me up to the 1,000 follower mark where I could actually go live on TikTok if I wanted to. So yeah, I'm gonna think of a way to take advantage of that and keep growing that thing.
Yeah, I went live on TikTok once when I rode Guardians, and that did oddly well.
Hmm.
Um, but I usually don't go live on that. I don't know why. I just never do. So
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't know how. I'm gonna try it and just see what happens at some point. I might even do it for Horror Nights. We'll see. But yeah, a little bit of traction. Like I said, it got me a couple hundred followers, and that put me over that mark. So I plan to take advantage of that, and bring some live content from the parks at some point. So,
all right. Well, I need to
that's right. You're
get
going to
ready
Horror
to go to
Nights
Horror
tonight,
Nights.
right?
It's raining right now.
Oh
But,
no,
well,
gosh.
that's all right. That means that hopefully it passed by Horror Nights.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go just for a couple hours anyway.
It might weed out some of the people like yourself that have the season pass, and
Yeah, it might.
so. But all right, John, where can they find you online?
You can find me at SeeWDW on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and SeeWDW on YouTube and CUO on Instagram and CUO on Facebook as well. I think that's it.
All right, and you can find me at the Giant Rat, THE Giant Rat, on TikTok and on Instagram, and that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.